Diane Still will give the credentials report. How much have I been waiting for? Cleveland County had 23 members present with 2 proxies. Conway County has 6 members present with 1 proxy. Faulkner County has 27 members with 4 proxies. Perry County has 5 members with 1 proxy. Pulaski County has 28 members with 6 proxies. Saline County has 34 members with 5 proxies. Van Buren has 6 members with 2 proxies. White County, 15 members with 5 proxies. District affiliates, 6 members with 1 proxy. Total number of members registered, 150. 27 proxies, making a total of 177 members that received credentials present. So we have a quorum. Are there any questions on the credentials report? Yes.
Madam Chair, I have a question.
Can you please state your name and your
My
county?
name is Rick McKay from Pulaski County. I have a question with regards to, could you clarify why Iverson Jackson was not allowed to come to the meeting? He's a Pulaski County, he lives in Pulaski County, and he's in the Pulaski County Republican Committee. I was just wondering why he was turned away.
I believe he lives in the 4th district, not the 2nd district.
He lives in the 4th district in Pulaski County?
Right.
And so anybody that lives in Pulaski County and is a part of the Pulaski County Republican Committee is not allowed to come if they live, their residence is in a particular address that is outside of the...
His residence is in the 4th district. He can be here as a guest, but not a voting member. He wasn't on the list as a voting member.
He was turned away as a guest as well.
I wasn't aware of that.
Okay, and he is a minority in our Republican Party, and I just think that it's a disgrace. Yes. He should be apologized to.
I wasn't aware that he was turned away. I mean, if he's...
Well, Reed might be able to address it, because I believe that you were the one who turned away.
we're actually talking about the credentials report.
Exactly.
No, this is not part of the credentials report. The credentials report is to give the total of your voting members. Voting members.
Was he a voting member?
He's not a voting member. He was not on the Pulaski County list.
Okay.
Okay. The credentials reported that we have a quorum. All in favor of accepting the credentials report, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say no. Okay, we're going to next go on to the roll call. Mr. Secretary, Acting Secretary.
Travis Bentley. Oh, sorry, this is starting with Perry County. Travis Bentley. Alfred Drinkwater. Butch Hoy, Proxy, Noreen Drinkwater. Cheryl Olmstead. Jeff Olmstead. Ann Reed. Cleveland County. Rachel Douglas. Jesse Irwin, Proxy Jay Harrison. Rachel Evans. Chad Evans. Julie Field, Proxy Marjorie Smith. Linda Fletcher. Jonathan Hampton. James Jacobson. Wanda Jensen. Andy Jensen. Alan Malone. Wanda Malone. Jock Martin. Stephen Myers. Fred Powers. Fred Powers is not here. Dennis Rome. Thomas Shaw. Steve Smith. Heather Smith. Paula Spoon. Tommy Stanfield. Ron Sullivan. Laurel White. Paulette Yarborough, Betty Yerger, George Yerger. White County. Robert Allen.
Here.
Paul Barnett.
Present.
Lisa Brown, proxy Roger Pearson. Craig Christensen, proxy Bill Fletcher.
Here.
Melissa Cooper.
Here.
Cameron Cooper.
Here.
Cindy Dixon.
Here.
Beth Dorton.
Here.
Tony Dorton.
Here.
Denise Dry, proxy Doug Warner.
Yep.
Steve Jones.
Here.
Billy Kirk. Shelley Kirk.
Here.
Cheryl Kirk, I'm sorry. Joel Pritchett.
Here.
Mona Pritchett. Bobby Quattlebaum, proxy Tom Winberg.
Here.
Gina Raines. Bob Reilly. Charlene Reilly. Lisa Yarborough. Proxy is Meg Ireland. Saline County. Raina Almond.
Here.
Tim Almond.
Here.
Kim Bourgeois.
Here.
Mark Bourgeois.
Here.
Ann Clemmer.
Here.
Jamie Clemmer.
Present.
Candy Cox. Brad Dial. Michael Duke, proxy Liz Bright. Barry. Stephanie Duke. Stephen Fay.
Here.
David Gibson.
Here.
Scott Gray.
Here.
Allison Gray.
Here.
Rusty Jackson.
Here.
Eugene Jamison, proxy Sean McDonald.
Here.
Keith Kellum.
Here.
Terry Kellum.
Here.
Shane Knight, proxy Mary Lancaster. Lancaster, I'm sorry. Clint Lancaster.
I'm here.
Jennifer Lancaster.
Here.
Grace Lee. Mary Lewis.
Here.
Maury Long.
Here.
Drew Martin.
Here.
David McCollum.
Here.
Kelly McElnay.
Here.
I'm sorry if I butchered that. Richard Mills.
Here.
And Gabriel Mills.
Here.
My name is Cole.
Randy Sims.
Here.
Cheryl Tessier. Renee Rogers. Dwayne Tennant with a proxy of Gary Denbeck.
Here.
Charlotte Tennant with a proxy of Stephanie Johnson.
Here.
Angela Ross.
Here.
Jan Morris.
Here.
Julia Norris.
Here.
Abby Sims.
Here.
Timothy Spool. Or Sopel.
Here.
Sorry. Faulkner County, John Allison.
Here.
Point of order, is a verbal response necessary to count?
No? John Allison. Ron Beasley. Jason Bollinger. I'm sorry, Gates Booth has a proxy of Mary Ellen York. Jerry Boyer.
Present.
Hugh Castles.
Here.
Margaret Darter.
Here.
Rob Denning.
Here.
Lori Dotson.
Here.
Alan Dotson. Leah Dukes has a proxy of Charlotte Meade Lear. Nancy Easton. Ann Fairless.
Here.
Gabby Harvey. Chris Kendrick with a proxy of Michael Warren. Robert Kaiser. Tyler Lukowski with a proxy of Libby Reinenberg. Chrissy Lewis.
Here.
Jason Lyon. Jennifer Massey. John Nabholz.
Here.
James Quinn.
Here.
Greg Smith.
Here.
Jack Sotolaro. Elizabeth Sotolaro. Sharon Smith. Annabelle Benash. Thank you. Sandra Strain. Sam Strain. Cindy Webb. Denise Warren. Alrighty. Pulaski County. Jim Bell. Laura Bell. Donna Cox. Dale Custer. Rebecca Davis with the proxy of Thurlow Cobb.
Here.
Erica Eisenring. Paul Elliott with a proxy of June Matheny. Stephen Finnegan. Maureen Harrington. Pam Hooper. Amy Howard. Shirley Jarvis. Raymond Jarvis. Dane Justice. Lori Justice. Reed Martin. Mike Masuko, Luke McCoy with the proxy of Alan Kerr, Becky McHughes, Rick McKay, Kimberly McKay, Carla Nettles, John Paquette, Janet Paquette, Wendy Potter, Susan Reynolds, Jennifer Stevens, Aaron Robinson with a proxy of Linda Dyson, Gail Wing, Amber Singleton with a proxy of Pamela Shields, Renee Russell, Walter Stormer, Phil Stowers, Aaron Roberts with a proxy of Rob Steinbach, Van Buren County, Scott Bramlett with a proxy of Linda Rhoda, Will Fossey, Deidre Johnson, Kevin Johnson, Paul Lovett with the proxy of Janice Sanderlin. Thank you. Rick Sunderland, Tommy Yearout, Patty Yearout, Conway County, Dennis Decker, Patrick Hartman, Brigham Jones, Cerise Martin, I apologize if I said that wrong, with the proxy of Shane Ingerbeck, Harold Tyndall, Glenna Tyndall, Jonathan Trafford. District offices, Melanie Gullick, Jerry Martin has already been called, Diane Stale, I have already been called myself, Ryan James has a proxy of Teresa Balloon, Charlene Reilly, John Nabholz, Gail Wing, and, okay, that's all I have.
Point of order, sir. Could you clarify, Cleveland County, do you have Jay Harrison?
Let me go find you.
On a plot.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cleveland County, and you said, what was the name, sir?
Jay Harrison, proxy for Jesse Irvin.
I do, yes.
Thank you, sir.
Madam Chair?
Okay, we're going to go on into the elections. As per RPA rules, Article 3, Section 4D1, if the incumbent district chairman will be a candidate for re-election, the ranking district officer who will not be a candidate for district chairman shall conduct the election for district chairman. As I'm running for re-election, the election of district chairman will be conducted by First Vice Drew Martin. And now it's yours.
Thank you. The rules I'm about to read are based off of agreement between the two declared candidates for chair. I'm going to start reading these rules now. Read the election process to everyone before we begin the election process. Nomination process. The floor will be open to nominations. 2. The first to be nominated is the first to speak. A. Those nominated will get 1 minute to speak. B. Candidates will get 3 minutes to speak. I. Hard stops. Election process. 1. The approval credentials list will be read, and each individual on that list will be given an armband. A. The names will be read by county. B. The chairman will be responsible for handing out the armbands to the members as names are read. I. Chairman may only give armbands to their district members after the district member's name has been read. The next district member's name will not be read until the person whose name was previously called has received their armbands. 2. Unless 7 different colored ballots will be available. 3. One of each color will be placed in a hat. Drew will draw from the hat, and that will be the colored ballot used. 4. Chairman will only distribute ballots to their county's district members with a wristband. 5. Chairman will be responsible for collecting their county's ballots. A. Chairman will collect the ballots in a container. B. Chairman will count the ballots before turning them in. C. There will be observers while chairmen are conducting ballots. Tabulation process. 1. Tabulators will be done in public. A. Each candidate will have 2 watchers. B. Each candidate will have 1 tabulator. C. Each candidate will have 1 person to read the ballot, readers. Subsection I, the readers will alternate doing a ballot, pulling a ballot from the box and reading it out loud. Subsection II, whoever reads the ballot must show it to the other reader for confirmation. 2, prior to tabulation, the tabulators will count the total number of ballots and reconcile the total numbers of approved credentialed members. 3, after the total number of ballots cast meet the total number of credentialed members, counting may begin. Subsection A, person A will read the ballot. Subsection B, person B will read and confirm the name. Subsection 3, the ballot will be shown to be the watchers for confirmation and then placed in a separate container. 4, the winner will be declared by Drew. Subsection A, the total numbers will not be read. Post-election, the ballots will immediately be placed in a Ziploc bag. The bag will be sealed, taped, and placed in a box. The box will be taped. Subsection A, the taped box will have one signature for each side across the tape. 2, Drew will keep the ballots in his possession until they can be turned into by the RPA, which will be no more than 72 hours after the election. We are going to now start the process of nominating elected officials, the nominating chairs for the 2nd Congressional District. During the speeches, this is going to be going over now so everyone can be clear on the rules. During the speeches, the first person to nominate, the first person that is nominated will give the first speech. And that person that nominates that individual will be the one giving the initial nominating speech. That first speech will take 1 minute to nominate them. Then that candidate will come up, and that candidate will then give a speech of 3 minutes. I've chosen Gabrielle Harvey to time both the 1 minute speech and the 3 minute speech. Gabby, can you make the sound of what the timer will sound like? At that point in time, I will bang the gavel. It is a hard stop. You do not get to finish your sentence. You do not get to continue on. That is a hard stop. I will bang it until that person steps down. So at this point in time, I am opening the floor for nominations for chairman of the 2nd Congressional District.
I have a nomination. You may come up there.
You can stay right where you're at. What is your nomination?
Does it start, when does my minute start?
Your minute will be after nominations are ceased.
Okay, I nominate Jennifer Lancaster.
Okay, Jennifer Lancaster. Jennifer Lancaster has been nominated. Is there a second to that nomination? I see multiple seconds in the crowd. Okay, Jennifer, do you accept the nomination for chairman?
I do, thank you.
Thank you. The floor is open for another nomination. Is there any nominations for chair of the 2nd Congressional District?
Jerry Boyer, Justice of the Peace from Faulkner County. I rise to nominate the current chairwoman, Melanie Golick.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Is there any seconds to that nomination? I see multiple nominations. Melanie, do you accept that nomination?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is there any other nominations for chair of the 2nd Congressional District? Seeing none, nominations are ceased and done with. Clint Lancaster, since you stood first and you nominated first, you are giving 1 minute to come up here and speak. Thank you.
I have nominated somebody who has revived a dormant Saline County Republican Women's Club and grew it, who has helped new members in the Saline County Republican Committee, the Little Rock Pulaski County Committee, and others learn Robert's rules and understand the party platform. She has brought in speakers to inform people about how they should make their own decisions on what constitutes a conservative value. She cares about the future of the United States and our children, as evidenced by her multiple Constitution camps teaching young children during the summer about our founders. 12 years ago, we got married today. And then we went and decided to climb a mountain. We first had to hike to the base of that mountain. We had an option to look at the view or to climb higher. It was going to take work to climb higher, but we climbed higher. So I ask that you climb with us in this district and elect Jennifer Lancaster as your new chair.
Jennifer, can you come up?
Are you ready? Okay. Well, good morning. It is still good morning. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you. As I was thinking about what I needed to say, I realized that I would be remiss if I just didn't begin by thanking you. Thank you to all the chairmen that allowed me to come and speak at your county committees. Thank you to the people, the county committee members and the district members who have spent time getting to know me and who are involved in this process. You are what makes America great, and I'm just so proud to be a part of this group. I also want to thank Drew. He did something that probably no other man has ever done. He brought two very strong-willed women together and created this election process. And I just want to let you know, if you don't like the process, it was all my opponent's idea. If you do like it, it was my idea. And also, you know, I want to thank my husband who is spending the day here with me on our anniversary, and I want to thank my two precious daughters who spent the night decorating cakes so we can celebrate, because we will celebrate one way or another. Because if you haven't realized something about the Lancasters throughout the duration of this campaign, wherever there is a Lancaster, there is food. I want to address something. The first principle of the Republican Party platform is faith in God Almighty, and it's first because it is the most important. And there's a direct correlation between the nation's objective moral framework and freedom. As our country has rejected God's principles, we have seen a loss of freedom. And the only way to regain that freedom is to turn back to the one who gave it to us. Alexis de Tocqueville said that America is great because she is good. And if she ever ceases to be good, she will cease to be great. We live in a day where lies are being called truth and where evil is being called good. Make no mistake, we are in a spiritual war. And as Christians, it is our responsibility to not just push back against the dark forces of this world, but also we are commanded to expose them. And as your second district chair, I will do just that. This country is on a dangerous path. Our freedoms are being chipped away daily. We must turn this country around. And there's a misconception that for significant change to occur, it must occur at the national level. But that's false. It begins with we, the people. And today, right now, we have the ability to change the trajectory of this state, and that is exactly what we will do together. I pledge to stand shoulder to shoulder with you as we fight back against the liberal agenda and as we proclaim God's words and stand firmly on Christian principles. And we will do that by electing conservative officials, and we will praise them when they do right, and we will call them out when they don't adhere to our principles and platform. And I also just want to take a few seconds to I also pledge that when this day is over, whether I win or not, that I will work with you, whoever you are, will come together to prevail. Thank you.
Terry, please come up and give your nominating speech. 1 minute.
First step is a doozy. Thank you. I have nominated the current chairwoman Melanie Gulick for re-election to the 2nd District Chair. She has served as the chairwoman since 2019. Prior to that, she served 2 terms as Faulkner County Chair. She has participated in the Federation of Republican Women for more than 20 years and served as president 2013 to 2015. She served 27 years in the United States Army and has been appointed to the Arkansas Veteran Commission currently. Senior Chief Petty Officer Gulick is proficient in firearms. While performing in Afghanistan, she was given the nickname of Killer. I'm not going to go anywhere with that. Melanie is a proven leader. Melanie is innovative.
Melanie, please come to the front for a 3-minute speech.
I can say good afternoon, because it's now 12:01. As your district chairman, the past few years, I focused our meetings on relevant training, legislative and congressional updates, and a vision of growth in the party. My focus is to ensure that the district meetings are valuable for the county chairman and the county committees. Our goal is to elect Republicans. I have served the party tirelessly since 2000 for 20-some years, and will continue to do so. I have seen all sides of this party, and like many of you, I've been here building the party when no one believed we could elect Republicans. And many of you are now bearing the fruit of our labors over all these years. I've never given up, and I don't plan to now. But the party is changing, and it is going to take someone with my knowledge of the party, my strength, my tenacity, to keep this district moving in the right direction. In the blink of an eye, we could become what we fought so hard to replace if we don't be careful, if we are not careful. I do this because of my experiences in other countries while serving in the Navy for 27 years. I do this for my family, for my community. I do this for all veterans, those who came home and those who didn't. I do this for my grandchildren and their future grandchildren. When I came back from Afghanistan in the summer of 2008 and retired from the Navy, it didn't mean I was going to quit fighting for our country. It just meant the fight had changed. Because retiring didn't mean I didn't stop being a patriot. My grandson sleeps under a flag that's on his wall that I flew over my forward operating base in Afghanistan on September 11th, 2007. That flag flew in a remote area of Afghanistan just a few weeks after my Afghan interpreter was kidnapped by the Taliban and killed. Afghanistan is now a prime example of what happens when a change of leadership can destroy a country from within. Let's all remember how privileged we are to live in the United States and enjoy all the freedoms that we have. As your 2nd District Chairman, I will continue to engage, equip, and provide resources for your chairman, continue the training we've been conducting, and abide by the state party rules and the state laws. Listen, the next election cycle is imperative, and we need to stand together as a united party so we can take back control of the Capitol and the Senate. We need to remember that the battle is with the left. It should not be within our own party. We need to be prepared for the lead coming downrange and not friendly fire. I think my experience and my record prove that I'm the best candidate for district chairman. Let me leave you with this. Ask yourself, what more can I do? I would be honored to continue serving as chairman, and I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
At this point in time, we're beginning the election process. The approved credential list will be read, and each individual on that list will be given an armband. A, the name will be read by the county. B, chairman will be responsible for handing out the armbands to members as names are read. I, chairman may not give armbands to their district members after the district member's name has been read. The next district member's name will not be read until the person whose name was previously called has received their armbands. I would ask at this point in time, Reed to come up here to read the names as they are written in a slow process by following these rules. And please announce the the county's name at the beginning so that chairman can be aware of who needs to be coming forward to follow the rules as they're written here. Reed, can you please come here?
Will the Credentials Committee please bring me the roll back? One moment while we bring that back to the stage.
County Chairman, please come to the front. I am starting with Perry County. Al? Oh yeah, watch your When your name is called, please raise your please stand and raise your hand.
Don't get in line, people. Let's get this done.
Travis Bentley.
Travis Finley didn't check in.
My apologies. Al Drinkwater.
Yes.
Okay. Butch Hoyt with Noreen Drinkwater. Cheryl Olmstead. And Jeff Olmstead. Anne Reed. Okay. I'm going to Cleveland County next. Yeah. So it's going to be Cleveland and White will be the next ones. Smith. Rachel Douglas.
Was I the first on the list? I mean, or you just
I'm going alphabetical, so no, you are not.
called my name?
Sorry, all right. Steve Smith.
Okay.
Jesse Irwin with Jay Harrison.
Okay.
Rachel Evans.
Michelle Evans.
Sorry, Rochelle. Yep. Chad Evans. Marjorie Smith for Julie Field.
Okay.
Linda Fletcher.
Okay.
Jonathan Hampton. Wanda Jensen.
Okay.
Andy Jensen.
Okay.
Alan Malone.
All right.
Wanda Malone.
Yes, sir.
Jock Martin.
Jackie Martin.
I'm sorry. They have
Now,
Stephen Myers.
okay.
Dennis Roan.
Okay.
Thomas Shaw.
Yes, sir.
Steve Smith yourself.
Uh-huh.
Heather Smith.
Yes, sir.
Paula Spoon.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, that's what. Tommy Stanfield.
Yes, sir.
Ron Sullivan.
Yes, sir.
Laura White.
Yes, sir.
Paulette Yarbrough.
Yes, sir.
Betty Yerger.
Yes, sir.
George Yerger.
Yes, sir.
That should complete your list.
I have one left. Did anybody in Cleveland County? I have Jake Jacobson.
I'm sorry, James, yes.
Yes. Did everybody in Cleveland County get one?
White County will be the next one, and that will be Billy. Oh, sorry. 20. All right, Billy, you're the first. Let me know when you're ready, sir. Yeah. Robert Allen. Paul Barnett.
Here.
Roger Pearson for Lisa Brown. Bill Bletcher for Craig Christensen. Melissa Cooper. Cameron Cooper. Cindy Dixon. Beth Dorton. Tony Dorton. Doug Warner for Denise Dry. Steve Jones. Billy, you done yourself. Cheryl Kirk. Joel Pritchett. Mona Pritchett. Tom Winberry for Bobby Quattlebaum. Gina Rains. Bob Reilly. Charlene Reilly. Meg Ireland, Felicia Galbraith. Saline County, you'll be next. $30.90 for Saline County. My next county after Saline will be Faulkner. David Gibson. Rena Almond. Rena, I'm not sure how to say that, my apologies.
She's here.
Tim Almond.
Here. Okay.
Kim Bourgeois. Mark Bourgeois. Ann Clemmer. Jamie Clemmer. Candy Cox. Brad Dial. Liz Bray for Michael Duke. Stephanie Duke. Stephen Fay. We've done David Gibson. Scott Gray. Allison Gray. Rusty Jackson. Way over here on the front. Sean McDonald for Eugene Jameson. Keith Kellum. Terry Kellum. Mary Lancaster for Shane Knight. Clint Lancaster. Jennifer Lancaster. Grace Lee. Mary Lewis. Maury Long. Drew Martin. Watch your step. David McCollum. Kelly McInerney. Richard Mills. Gabrielle Mills. Randy Sams. Cheryl Tessier. Renee Rogers. Gary Denbeck for Dwayne. Stephanie Johnson for Charlotte Tennant. Angela Ross. Jan Morse. Julia Norris. Abby Sims. And Timothy Sopel.
Okay.
Faulkner is next, and then after that will be Pulaski.
Now, everybody, please raise your hands so I can see.
Jason Bollinger as chair is first. Good. Okay. John Allison. Rod Beasley. Mary Ellen Norton for Gates Booth. Jerry Boyer. Hugh Castles. Ready? All right. Margaret Garter. Rob Denning. Lori Dotson. Alan Dotson. Charlotte Mead for Leah Dukes. Nancy Easton. Ann Fairless. Gabby Harvey. Michael Warren for Chris Kendrick. Robert Kaiser. Libby for Tyler. Sorry. Chrissy Lewis. Jason Lyon. Jennifer Massey. John Napholtz. James Quinn. Greg Smith. Jack Sotolaro. Elizabeth Sotolaro. Sharon Smith. Annabelle Van Ash. Sandra Strain. Sam Strain. Cindy Webb. Denise Warren. Pulaski is up next, and then Van Buren. Lori Justice. Jim Bell. Laura Bell. Donna Cox. Dale Custer. Thurlow Cobb. Erica Eisenring. Okay, June Matheny. Stephen Finnegan. Mary Ann Harrington. Pam Hooper. Amy Howard. Teresa Baloo. Shirley Jarvis. Raymond Jarvis. Dane Justice. Reed Barton. You want to lay mine right there, I'll come get it in just a second. Mike Masuko. Alan Kerr. Becky McHughes. Rick McCabe. Kim McCabe. Carla Nettles. John Paquette. Jenny Paquette. Wendy Potter. Susan Reynolds. Jennifer Stevens. Linda Dyson. Gail Wing. Pamela Shields. Renee Russell. Walter Stormer. Phil Stowers. And Rob Steinberg. Van Buren is up next. And after Van Buren, it will be Conway. Chair is not here, so Linda Rhoda. Will Fossey. Deidre Johnson. Kevin Johnson. Janice Sandlin. Rick Sunland. Tommy Yearout. And Patty Yearout. Seven.
You're coming up.
Yes. Chair is Jonathan Trafford. Dennis Decker. You checked in? Okay, yes, please. Yeah. Yeah. Patrick Hartman. Brigham Jones. Shane Ingebrecht. Harold Tyndall. Lena Tyndall. And Jonathan Trafford. All right, for the officers that have not been called yet from the county list, Melanie Gullick. These are just going to be one-off, so. Drew Martin. Okay, I'll try to call you soon. Diane Stale. That's everybody's name. Does everybody have a wristband now? Okay. Mr. Chair, yes. My apologies. Marlise Kerr. Any others? Okay. Mr. Chair?
Okay, at this point in time, there's at least, I will continue to read the rules. At least 7 color ballots will be available. One of each of these color ballots will be placed in a hat. Drew will draw from the hat, and that will be the color ballot used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hat. Yellow. Chairman will only distribute ballots to their county district members with a wristband. Chairman will be responsible. So all the chairmen need to come back up to distribute the ballots. Let's do it back to the people again.
Yeah, I have one. Yeah.
I'm doing both, just in case.
One row at a time. Jennifer, don't hang your chest, okay, guys? Hey, Jason, can I hack in? What's that? Can I hack in? I think so. Good to see you.
I know it's so late, we have to go and send them off to the other
Okay, you guys ready? I think it's okay, right?
Sit back there.
Have mine, put it in my pocket.
All right, will the following people please come to the stage for their ballots? Melanie Gulick. Jory Martin. Diane Stale. Teresa Ballou. John Nabholz, did you get yours with Faulkner? Yes. Okay, thank you. Gail Wing. Marlise Kerr.
Okay, Chairman will distribute the ballots to the county district members with a wristband. Chairman will be responsible for collecting the county's ballots. Chairman will collect the ballots in a container. And these containers at the front, so Chairman need to come down. Chairman will count the ballots before turning them in. There will be observations while the chairman are counting ballots. So Chairman, please come down to get your container to collect the ballots. People need to be writing on their ballots of their choice for the candidate, either Melanie or Jennifer.
Mr. Lindell, House staff, can we have some house lights, please?
Thank you.
There you go.
Where's the council, right? Is everybody, does the snow make this?
We stated.
District to rep. RPA.
We're special. We're not that special.
Okay, so I want to ask out my yes. But we had so she did not. She's okay, that's great. I guess mine would be like, I do this. If I go now. I won't let it. I'm just so excited.
Now the tabulation process will be good. Are y'all good? Y'all good? Each candidate will have 2 watchers. Each candidate will have 1 tabulator. Each candidate will have 1 person to read the ballot, the readers who alternate pulling a ballot from the box and reading it out loud. 2, whoever reads the ballot must show it to the other reader for confirmation. Give me a second. Prior to tabulation, the tabulators will count the total number of ballots and reconcile with the total number of approved credentialed members. After the total number of ballots cast meet the total number of credentialed members counted may begin. A, person A will read the ballot. B, person B will read and confirm the name. C, the ballot will be shown to the watchers for confirmation and then placed in a separate container. So, please, candidates, please send down your representatives for the tabulation process. And representatives, please come up here on top of the stage.
That's
She's looking out for you.
We're fixing our count.
Oh, yes. No, I'm standing up. My bones are hurting. Many years. The way we're going, by the time she gets there, they'll have replacement bones. Just go to the store and buy some. Or we'll be living in prehistoric times, killing our own food. Well, I'm preparing for the prehistoric. I've learned how to can butter. Yes, because butter will ruin in the freezer. It gets rancid. Well, I found directions on the internet. What hard? You just melt it and put it, get it hot, put it in the jars, put it in your pressure canner for like, I don't remember how many days, 25 minutes, 10 pounds. I didn't know, but I can tell 7 or 8 jars. That's not a lot, but it's a start. Because I had it all in the freezer. Well, my 80-something neighbor told me, well, look, you're taking so much time to freezer, so I cut it out. That's what I had. She said, well, rooms. How did you get your jars? In Ohio? Yes. I don't see it. I went to Ohio last year. She took us to the and I bought awesome. No, it sounds terrible. I love cheese and I love chocolate, but together it's really horrible. No, not chocolate. But it was chocolate cheese. They had every flavor you could imagine. They had peanut butter cheese. Yes. You can only take a little bit of it. My husband, Shannon, is his cousin. And their fathers were brothers. And I've only been married for 16 years, so I'm still learning. But like I said. So something like this, why would this just so
Can both Jennifer and Melanie please come to the front? Upstate, one here.
I've known that for years. You don't have to announce that. That's right here. That's right. I need to make those get No, I don't think it is. That's the crossing, right? Is that
More of us that can go.
I'll be guys breaking it. I decided to do early today, and I don't wear makeup and stuff because I touch my face all the time. I'd rather touch my face. No, I'm really same. same one as you, but without the
Terry, did I ask him first one? Terry,
that's the computer stuff. Why did this miscalculate?
It's been fun. I've been wanting to ask you that question for like 2 hours. It's like, my lunch isn't consistent with one. It's going to shut down. It's a shut down. You know,
in the dark, by myself. The last time I did it, I was there.
Well, you definitely raised some awareness. I'm sure you do because I mean,
I don't know what the store.
If I'm giving that shot,
So when I got there, 7:30, 7:45, and I drove through terrible rain. I mean, it's real bad. Yeah, the rain was bad. Terrible stuff in the house. After I got done, I had started out there going to the light.
see, just you know, what he was saying back in the day.
You know, because of the in the rain, things started.
It's just like that.
Oh, good day. I can make it faster.
See, you know so many things.
Didn't happen. But I'm about it.
Yeah, it comes out.
You know, we're Old Union Baptist Church. We're past that about 5 miles. We're still
Trying not to do that.
yeah, we're about 5 miles further.
Please have your attention. Thank you. So the tabulation process has been done. A result has been agreed upon by all parties. All parties have agreed upon the results of the process. It has been accepted. The ballots have all been secured in this box. They will stay in my possession. I have 72 hours to deliver these to the RPA. At this point in time, I'm going to announce the result of the election. I will not be announcing the number of the result. At this point in time, Jennifer Lancaster has been elected the new
so honored that you trusted me with this position. And I'm so grateful for everybody that came here today and supported me. And you're spending your Saturday doing this. I'd also just like to say that I know today is a difficult day for some people, so can we please just have a round of applause for both Drew and Mrs. Bullock. It's not easy being a leader, and she has served our country and she has served our party. Now, as you guys know, we are closing in on the end of the meeting, but we still have some other elections. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to try to go through this very quickly. I'm going to I'm going to open the floor to nominations for first vice chair. Do I have any nominations for first vice chair?
Nominate Drew Martin.
I'll second that. Hold on.
Lori.
Seconded by Clint Lancaster. Do I have any other nominations for the position of first vice chair?
I move nominations be closed and we elect by acclamation.
Second.
Okay, motion, so the floor is now closed to nominations, and I have a motion to elect by acclamation. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
can I make a motion that we, congratulations. Sorry. Can I make a motion to admit the guests in the foyer?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, may I have okay, we have a motion on the floor to admit guests that were not admitted, seconded by
Rick McKay.
Rick McKay, thank you. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? No. Okay, the ayes have it.
Well,
So
somebody
will,
does get 'em.
Clint, do you mind asking, or letting the guests know that they may enter? Okay, so we're going to move on to the position of second vice chair. I will open the floor to nominations.
I nominate Commander Pamela Boyd Shields.
I second it.
Any other nominations?
I move that we close nominations and elect by acclamation.
Well, okay, we're going to, I appreciate the energy, but let's slow down just a hair. Okay, so, I'm sorry, who made that motion?
Stephen Finnegan.
Stephen Finnegan, seconded by,
I'll second it.
okay, Jackie Martin. I'll say Jackie Martin. I want to give another opportunity for any other nominations for the position of second vice chair. Any nominations for the position of second vice chair? I believe Robert's Rules of Order says I must only ask 3 times. So any other nominations for the position of second vice chair? Okay, nominations are now closed. Do I have a motion to elect?
I move that we close nominations and elect by acclamation.
Second.
Okay, that motion was made by Mr. Finnegan, seconded by Mr. Sotolero. Okay, all those in favor of electing Pamela Boyd Shields to the position of second vice chair? Aye. All those opposed? No. The ayes have it. All right, we are moving on to the position of secretary. I am opening the floor to nominations for the position of secretary.
I nominate Doug Warner.
Okay, so we have a nomination for Doug Warner for secretary.
Second it.
Okay, the name of the individual who, John Paquette, you may need to spell that. Okay. Seconded by Pamela Boyd Shields. Okay, any other nominations for the position of secretary? Any nominations for the position of secretary?
I move that we close nominations and elect by acclamation.
Second.
Thank you. All those am I going too fast? No. Okay, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, congratulations, Mr. Warner. And I want to pause real quick because I know I'm going quickly. Does anyone have any objection to the process at this point? Any comments, Okay. All right, so we're moving on. I'm opening the floor to nominations for the position of treasurer. Do I have any nominations for the position of treasurer?
I rise to nominate Reed Martin for treasurer.
Okay, Reed Martin is nominated by Mr. Kerr.
Yes, ma'am.
Alan Kerr. Okay. That was, I'm sorry, seconded by who? Teresa Ballou. Any other nominations for the position of treasurer?
I nominate Alfred Drinkwater.
I second.
Okay, so that,
Who made it? I didn't see.
Tim Almond.
Tim Almond, and it was seconded by Pam, okay. Any other nominations for the position of treasurer? Any other nominations for the position of treasurer? Do I have a motion to cease nominations? Okay. Okay, so the nominations are now closed, and we will have an election. We're going to follow a similar procedure. However, I would like to omit it a little bit. I will entertain a motion to eliminate the step where the chairs count the ballots here, but they will be counted up here at the table.
I make a motion that we hold the election by acclamation.
Can I make a motion can I amend Mr. Steinbach's motion to make a motion that we hold the election first by voice vote?
That's what I meant to say, if I was smart.
Okay. So we have a motion by Mr. Steinbach, a friendly amendment by Mr. Lancaster, a second by Rick McKay?
Correct.
Did I get that right? Okay, so yes, Mr. McKay.
Can I add another amendment, maybe make this easier? How about when we vote by standing and you just count, and that will facilitate this.
We're gonna address the motion currently on the floor, which is a motion for a voice vote. Okay, so that is currently on the floor. All those in favor of a motion of voting by voice, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Okay. So I guess, so we're now going to have an election by voice vote. Let me think about if any of the chairs would like to help me with this. So I guess what we'll do is,
Aye for the first candidate, and then aye for the second candidate. You determine which is louder. If it's close, then you do a standing vote.
okay. All right, if that's how we agree to do this. Okay, so all those in favor of electing Mr. Martin as treasurer, please say aye. Aye. All those in favor of electing Mr. Drinkwater, please say aye. Aye. Mr. Drinkwater is our new treasurer. Congratulations, Mr. Drinkwater. Okay, we will now move on to the district representative to state executive committee. Do I have any nominations? I'm opening the floor to the nominations for district representative to state executive committee.
Madam Chairman,
Yes.
I recommend Cleveland County Chairman Steve Smith.
Okay.
Who made the motion? Who?
Heather Smith.
Heather Smith, Cleavers.
One. Ma'am, what was your name?
Heather Smith.
Thank you.
And who seconded that motion?
Al Drinkwater.
Al Drinkwater seconded that motion. Do I have any other nominations for the position of district representative to state executive committee?
I nominate John Naples for Faulkner County.
That was,
For Faulkner County.
thank you, Jason Bollinger.
Second.
Second,
James Quinn, Faulkner County.
James Quinn from Faulkner County. James Quinn. Yes, Ms. Sotolero, you are recognized.
I rise to nominate Mark Brannon from Faulkner County for that position.
Okay. Okay, so we have So we now have 3 individuals, and that is, okay, Steve Smith, John Nabholz, and Mark Brannon. And was that seconded?
Yes.
Okay, by her husband. Okay, you have it, I'm sorry. Okay. All right, so,
Wait,
yes.
Nomination. I'd like to nominate Thurlow Cobb.
Okay. And I realize that I have made a mistake. At any point, please call me out if I've made a mistake. I should have asked these individuals if they accept the nomination. Mr. Smith, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. And Mr. Nabholz?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Mr. Brannon?
Yes, Madam Chairman.
And, sorry, what was the last one? Thurlow.
Thurlow Cobb.
Thurlow, do you accept it? Okay.
Ma'am, what's your name that made the?
Kim Bourgeois.
And did you get who seconded that, Lee? Who seconded? Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, that is Renee Almond. So I will entertain a motion. Yes, Mr. Steinbeck?
Same motion.
Okay, by voice
The one
vote?
that we said better than me, that one.
Okay, so the motion on the floor is that we will elect by voice vote.
Second.
I believe somebody would like to speak. Yes, sir. Oh, okay. Well, and that's, he can. I haven't actually closed the floor to, yes.
Point of order.
Yes. Okay, I made another mistake, so I apologize. So, Mr. Cobb, so in order to be a candidate for district representative to the state executive committee, you must either be a chair or a former chair. So, if you are not Mr. Smith, you are the chair of Cleveland County.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Nabholz, have you been a chair?
Former chair.
Okay. And then Mr. Brannon?
No, I've not.
Okay. And then Mr. Cobb? Okay, so we will remove your names from the nomination. Is that acceptable? Okay. Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, Robert Allen for White County. I nominate Charlene Raleigh.
Charlene Raleigh. R-E-A, Reilly. Thank you. Okay. So we have 3 nominations, Steve Smith, John Nabholz, and Charlene Reilly.
But I'm going to withdraw my name for the nomination. And I'd like to recommend those who are going to support me to support John Nabholz.
Okay, so Ms. Reilly has declined the nomination. So we still have Mr. Steve Smith and Mr. John Nabholz. Reed, are you good? Okay. Are there any other nominations?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion to cease the nominations.
Okay. Second, okay. I'm gonna go ahead, since I'm supposed to say it 3 times. All those in favor of ceasing nominations, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, thank you. So we will move on to the election, and I believe now is the time for any motions, if there are any, regarding the election to be made.
Same motion.
Okay. So we have Mr. Steinbuck's motion that we elect by voice vote, and that was seconded by Mr. Finnegan. All those in favor of a voice vote, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay. So we'll begin with Mr. Steve Smith. All those in favor of electing Mr. Steve Smith to the position of district representative to state executive committee, please say aye. Aye. All those in favor of electing Mr. Nabholz to the position of district representative to state executive committee, please say aye. Aye. That's too close. I am going to recognize Mr. Nabholz.
Madam Chair, I would like to recommend that the candidates be allowed to speak for at least a minute.
You're right, I apologize, yes. That was an oversight, yes. So since Mr. Smith was the first one nominated, I'm actually going to ask Ms. Smith to come on up, and you have 1 minute. And Gabby, if she's still in here, do I have somebody that would be willing? Thank you. Mr. Finnegan is going to time. You have 1 minute, And then that will be followed by her husband, who has 3.
As you speak, I'll start.
Thank you. I would like to tell you how honored I am to be here. First of all, if I'm going to tell you about my husband in a minute, I'll let you know we've been married 37 years, almost 38 in August. We have 2 wonderful children, 5 grandchildren, but let me tell you, his purpose in running is to represent individuals 25 here from Cleveland County. Some are veterans and some have paved the way, and they want their voice heard. And I appreciate my husband, dedicated to everything he's ever done. He's very punctual, very precise, very detailed, but yet of all, very compassionate. And I'm thankful for a godly man that cares about his country, cares about what the people are saying. He's very supportive, he will listen, he does not pack his own agenda. He has come as a leader and a server for you, the people. Thank you for your time.
And now we will hear from Mr. Steve Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. You know, I've made my rounds the last couple of months to see all of you at your district meetings, or county committee meetings, I'm sorry. And I've met a lot of great people. And, you know, what I've noticed is that all the committees seem to, we've added lots of people, which is fantastic. We're growing. We're having growing pains, you might say. And, you know, I just feel that we're dealing with some troubled times in our country here. And it's not a time to be sitting around and playing games. This is serious business. You know, I think about my grandchildren with everything I do with the committee. And, you know, we're all here. We're trying to make Arkansas and our country a better place for our children and grandchildren, you know. In the end, that's what we're here for, you know. And so I pledge that if you elect me, I will represent you in a good manner at the executive level in our state. You know, I feel like I'm going to say this. Our common bond is our platform. And I did bring one here. And I challenge every one of you to read it. If you haven't, we should have all read this. This is what binds us together, is our platform. And we should all be in agreement with it. We can have our little differences here and there. That's going to happen. But in the end, this is what brings us all together as our platform. And I pledge to be true to the platform, and I will represent you in a very good manner if you elect me. Thank you.
Thank you. And the individual who nominated, Mr. Bollinger, if you want to come up, you have 1 minute to speak. Mr. Finnegan, you're still timing. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
He did it in 1 minute and 43 seconds.
All right, thank you. So I don't have the advantage of Mrs. Smith knows Mr. Smith quite a bit longer than I know John Apples, obviously. But anybody who knows John, it doesn't take very long to know him, to know that he is a champion for our party. The time that I've known John, and even before, he has served in just about every capacity in this party at a county level. He has served as a county secretary, the treasurer, the recruitment chair, the candidate recruitment chair, the vice chair, and as chair. And I think this is the last thing he needs to complete his Republican Party bingo card, perhaps, to get this position. But John serves with integrity and with strength and with knowledge. So in this position, if John was to be in this, you can rely on that he is someone who, in his time as county chairman, moved our county meetings to 3 locations. Something to where they distributed literature to people who live within 5 miles of that. So he wanted people who were not intimately familiar with the Republican Party to be aware of what we were doing. And that's something that had never been done before. And I believe that John is someone who tries to represent the people. Thank you.
Now, Mr. Nabholz, he will have 3 minutes.
Hello everyone,
good afternoon. I was gonna say good morning, but it's afternoon now. I know a lot of you know me, but there's a lot of people who don't know me, so let me introduce myself a little bit and tell you. Jason told kind of what I did at the county level. I've also been very involved at the district level. I've served, I think, every position in the district. I've served as district secretary, district treasurer, district vice chair, and I've served as your district chair for a couple terms. I'm proud of my service there, including barbecue contests, all that kind of stuff. I've also served on the state executive committee in different capacities for the past 12 years. Some of those years were as your representative to the state executive committee. I also served on the state rules committee several times. I've served on the state platform, the platform that you held up, I helped write. So I've been on the state, I was chair of the state platform committee this last time, and we stood strong for election integrity in that platform. I've also served on the national level. I was elected as Trump delegate twice to the national convention. As a Trump delegate, I was elected to serve and represent Arkansas on the platform committee, and they don't let just anyone do that. There was only 2 people from Arkansas who got to do that, and that was the thrill of my life. Not only that, but I submitted amendments to the platform and got those amendments approved. And I promise you, that is not an easy process. It takes someone who's willing to work with everyone and to build a team to get something accomplished, and also be reasonable and measured in your approach. If you elect me as your executive committee representative, I will use that same energy and that same working together style to avoid controversy, work together, and accomplish the mission of electing more Republican candidates to office. We think we've won now, that we have a lot in the state, but I promise you, there are parts of the state that are still have a large number of Democrats being elected, and I want to fix that and I want to stop that. The advantage of having me is experience, but that's not why I'm going to ask you to vote for me. I'm going to ask you to vote for me because I'm different. There's been in the last 12 years on the executive committee, there's only been a handful, or less than a handful, of votes that were contested. It was almost all done unanimously, or whatever like that, just one collegial group. But in the few times that there wasn't a unanimous vote, I was the one leading the charge to go against the chairman to vote differently. And I think history has proved each of those times that I did that I was right. Of course, when I was doing it, I didn't know if I was right or not, but I just knew I was doing, I believed what was right. And I think history's proved me right. And I ask that you vote for me because I'm not a rubber stamp for anyone. I'm going to think independently, and I'm going to think, how will this elect more Republicans? How this will benefit the party? How this will make us stronger and a better team? I'm not a controversial person. I don't get involved in controversies. And as your representative, I'll make sure that things are done the right way. It's a matter of public record that last year the state party paid. Thank y'all. Appreciate the vote.
I want to thank both of these gentlemen for their willingness to stand up and everything that they have already done for our party. Yes, Mr. Sotolero.
Madam Chair, I understand that we're supposed to elect up to 4 people today.
Not for this.
I'm sorry, I do not understand. Okay. Yes, that is for, I believe, a different position. That is what was shared from the floor. So right now, we are just electing for the district representative to the state executive committee. And the nominations are closed, and we have Mr. Napholtz and Mr. Smith. We did a voice vote. I do not believe it's too close to call. Do I have another motion?
I make a motion, we do a standing vote or a hand vote.
Okay, the motion is stand and count, the division of the House. All those in favor, I'm sorry, I need a second. Mr. Finnegan, do you have that read? Okay. All those in favor of stand and count, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, so if you are in favor, and I need you to show your wristband. Let's actually do this. If both individuals approve, I will have you both choose one person to count, and then they will be the ones to come and count the individuals together. Is that fine? Okay. So all those, I'm sorry? Okay. All those in favor of Mr. Steve Smith, please stand and show your wristband. Mr. Smith, will you please choose someone? And Mr. Napholtz, will you please choose someone to come and count?
Yes, Steve. Look how he's sitting. Oh my.
2 for Mr. Smith. So all those in favor of Mr. Napholtz, please stand and show your wristband. The winner is Mr. Smith, so congratulations. Okay, the next position that we have is the minority chair, and that is to be elected by the minority caucus. So will all the individuals here who are a member of the minority caucus, will you please stand? I see only one. Do I have a motion to elect Mr. Cobb? Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to elect Mr. Cobb, the minority chair, seconded by Pam. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Congratulations, Mr. Cobb. We have a representative, so the next position is representative to the Appointee Recommendations Committee. I will open the floor to nominations for the representative to the Appointee Recommendations Committee.
I nominate Clint Lancaster.
Okay, so that nomination was by Lori Justice for Clint Lancaster. Clint, seconded by Erica Eisenring.
Thank you very much, Ms. Justice, but I have got way too much on my plate right now to do anything else. But I appreciate your confidence in me, but I respectfully decline.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? Yes, sir.
Scott Gray, Gary Don Beck.
Okay. So Gary Don Beck has nominated Scott Gray to be the representative to the Appointee Recommendations Committee.
I second it.
That is seconded by Tim Allman. Any other nominations? Yes, Mr. Malone.
Alan Malone, Cleveland County, I nominate Jackie Martin.
Jackie Martin. Miss Martin, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I'll accept it.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay, Mr. Alan Malone nominated her, and that was seconded by Ron Sullivan. So right now we have Scott Gray and Jackie Martin, who have been nominated to representatives to the Appointee Recommendations Committee. Do I have any other nominations? Any other nominations to the representative of the Appointee Recommendations Committee? Yes.
Point of order.
Yes.
Is this the board with people from separate counties?
So no, this is one position. We will have one more election after this, and that will be for the 4 representatives to the state committee. So right now, we are just electing someone to be the representative to the appointee recommendations committee. Do I have any other nominations? Yes, sir.
Can I nominate someone else, please?
I don't think there's anything in the rules that prevents you from nominating 2 people.
My name is Gary Don Back, Swain County. I nominate Robert Steinbach.
Robert Steinbuck. Do you accept the nomination? Okay, then that nomination is declined. Okay, this is last time, any other nominations? Okay. Yes, Mr. Gray.
Is this an appropriate time for me to decline and pledge my support to Ms. Martin?
Okay, so Mr. Gray has declined and we have Ms. Martin as the only, okay, one more time. Any nominations to be the appointee to the recommendations committee? Yes, Ms. Bourgeois.
I nominate Mark Brennan.
Okay, Mr. Brannon, do you accept that nomination?
I appreciate it, but no, thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion to cease nominations? Okay, we'll say Pamela made the motion to cease nominations, seconded by Erica Eisenring. All those in favor of, so all those in favor of electing Ms. Martin? Aye. All those opposed? Okay, Ms. Martin, congratulations. Okay, now we need 4 representatives to the state committee. I'm now opening the floor to nominations for this position. Yes.
I nominate Scott Gray.
Okay, Scott Gray.
Second.
Scott Gray, do you accept that nomination?
I do, thank you.
And I know I'm going fast. I'm sorry, who made the motion? Clint made the motion? I don't think Clint made the motion.
No, it wasn't him. But I would second, I'll make it, I don't care.
Okay, it was Tim
It's a great
Almond.
choice.
Tim Almond made the nomination of Scott Gray, and it was seconded by Maury Long. I'm accepting nominations to representative to state committee. Any other nominations?
Robert Steinbach.
I'm so sorry. Yes, you're right. So Scott Gray is from Saline County. Okay. This gentleman has been standing, so I'm going to go ahead and hear him. The one behind you. No, sorry.
Joel Pritchett, White County. I nominate Charlene Reed.
Okay. Miss Reilly, do you accept that nomination?
Yes.
Okay. And what county? White. Okay. I'm sorry. And you got the name of the person who made the nomination, correct? Okay. Who seconded?
Robert Allen, White County.
Okay. Robert Allen seconded. Any other nominations to this?
Nominate Robert Steinbach.
Second. I'll second.
Okay. Pamela nominated Robert Steinbeck, and it was seconded by Rick McKay. And he is from Pulaski. Okay.
Paulette Yarborough, and I want to nominate Jackie Martin.
Okay. She was just elected to the.
If she can serve in this
Okay.
capacity and the other. I don't know.
I'm not sure that she. Well, do you accept the nomination?
Yeah, shoot, why not? I do everything else.
Okay. Mr. Parliamentary. Yes.
I nominate Mark Brannon.
Okay.
Jason Bolger, Faulkner County.
Mark Brannon. Okay. Jackie Martin is from Cleburne, and then Mark Brannon is from Faulkner. And Reed, are we going too fast? Okay. You're doing a great job.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to read this back because it's going fast for me. I'm not a pro like Reed is. Okay, so we have Robert Steinbeck, we have Charlene Reilly, Scott Gray, Jackie Martin, Mark Brannon. Have I missed anyone? Okay, do we have any other nominations for the position of representative to the state committee? Okay.
I'd like a motion to close nominations.
Okay. So the motion to close nominations was by Mr. McKay, seconded by Jackie Martin. I would like to take a moment to have somebody just look into the rules to make sure that Ms. Martin can serve in both capacities.
I'll second.
And I have my rule book up here if somebody's willing to take it. Or does anyone happen to know? There's no rule? Okay. Mr. Bollinger, do you mind taking a look? correct? So we have 5 nominations so far. I'm gonna give him a moment to look that up. I believe we've already done the motion to close nominations. Thank you. This is the last of our elections. So I believe it's silent, but I would like to confirm before we move forward with the elections. Yes, Mr. McKay?
I have a question. Are we limited to the number? Is it?
There are 4.
There's only 4?
Yes, and we have 5 nominations.
Okay.
So I guess while he's doing that, Luke can discuss how we want to elect these individuals. Yes.
I make a motion that we do it by standing vote.
Standing vote for each one. Okay. Do I have a second for that
I second
motion?
it.
Sorry. Okay, so that motion was by Mr. Finnegan. It was seconded by who? Did you?
Almond.
Mr. I'm sorry. Who seconded?
Tim Almond.
Tim Almond seconded that motion. All those in favor of electing by standing count? Oh, okay.
You got 4 people, 5 nominees. So,
Good. Okay, thank you for bringing that up. So
More vote getters did.
I would agree with that. So the top 4 would be our nominees.
Correct.
Is there any objection to having, let's do one at a time, I'm sorry. So we're gonna, the motion on the floor is to elect by standing count. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Then the second motion is that the top 4, the people who get the highest count will be our 4 nominees. Is that the motion? Okay, is that seconded? Okay, so all those in favor of having the people with the highest score count be our 4 nominees, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, thank you. So that is how we will elect. Right, okay, yes, you can only vote 4 times. And while we're waiting, I will take any other questions so we can try to get this to go as smoothly as possible. Yes, Mr. Bennett?
What, is there anything that prevents someone from voting 5 times the way we're going to do this?
That's a good point. We would have to trust our fellow members, but I believe the motion was presented and passed. So is there, I can entertain any motion that is presented on the floor if there are concerns. Yes. Yes. Yes, it is supposed to be, the 4 reps are supposed to be from different counties, but everybody is from a different county. No, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. Silent? Okay, so it's silent. So I would say that she can serve in both capacities. If you disagree, I would just, guess you can just not vote for her. Okay, or would the body feel better if we voted on Miss Jackie's eligibility to serve in both capacities? Okay. Okay. Well, I just wanted to let the body have a say in that. So what we're going to do then, we're going to start out with Mr. Brannon from Faulkner County. If you, Mr. Brannon, let's do this. I'm going to put this to a vote. The individuals that counted in the last race, are you willing to count again? Okay, thank you. Miss Raquel? Rochelle, I'm sorry. Are you still here? Do you mind counting again? Okay, so is there any, I will entertain a motion that Mr. Bollinger and Miss Rochelle, okay, seconded?
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Okay, so they are our counters, and it looks like my husband has something to say.
Don't forget to give us the time to speak.
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Thank you for correcting me. Okay, so I will, yes, Mr. Stormer.
Madam Chair, if they all accept the nominations.
I believe I asked. Okay.
Just making sure.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so, yes.
I motion that we limit the candidate's speeches to 1 minute.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor that each candidate gets 1 minute to speak. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Okay, Mr. Brandt, we'll let all of them speak and then we will count. So Mr. Brandon, will you please come on up? You have 1 minute, and just to move things along, will the other candidates please just come over here and be ready to assume the stage when they are done.
Well, for those of you that I haven't met, my name is Mark Brandon. I'm from Faulkner County. I grew up in the political arena. My dad had a restaurant where we pretty much listened to everyone that came through, to Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever, but we had our ear to the ground of what's going on. Years later, I entered into the Navy, spent my time there after college, worked for the last several years as an executive with the Boy Scouts. I stepped down a few years ago when the rules changed a little bit. I retired from there, so I have had plenty of time to just get involved with stuff over the last few years. And I really want to spend my time focusing more on the political arena. And I really feel like this is where I can make the most effective change.
10 seconds.
I'm good with that. I really do appreciate your vote. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, my name is Jackie Martin, some call me Jacques. I have been in the Republican Party since I could vote at the age of 18. I have served in the Arkansas Republican Party as a county chair, state committee woman. I am currently treasurer of the Arkansas Federation of Republican Women. I serve as parliamentarian in my own Republican Women's Club. And I would gladly serve you again on the state committee. I am a conservative voice. I've been a conservative activist since 1985 when I cut my teeth fighting the second largest school district in the Houston area. So again, I would love to be a conservative voice for you on the state committee and would very much entertain your vote for me. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Robert Steinbuck. I'm a lawyer and a law professor, and I accept this nomination for one purpose and one purpose only, so that I can go to the committee meeting and call out the folks on their bullshit. Thank you very much.
That is, tough one. I'll cut my 3 minutes down to 1, hopefully. I'm Scott Gray, a lifelong conservative Republican and current district committeeman from Saline County. My conservative credentials go way back to the early 90s, even to when being a Republican wasn't popular. In 2020, when Asa Hutchinson tried to force mask all of us and let employers and woke corporations steamroll our liberties, I co-founded Reopen Arkansas, advocating for individual and medical freedom. We ended up suing Asa Hutchinson and Dr. Romero, and we now have Act 403 of 2021 greatly limiting any future governor's power to declare health emergencies. On the state committee, I have 3 main issues. First, we must close the primaries. No Democrat should be voting in the Republican primary and influencing our elections. 2, we need to encourage our counties to remove the corruptible voting computers and switch to secure watermark and numbered paper ballots. And finally, we must work together to drain the Little Rock swamp. R needs to equal Republican, not Democrat line. I've been a bold conservative fighter in our county committee, and I would be honored to continue fighting for you.
To follow that. I'm Charlene Reilly. I'm from White County. We've lived in Arkansas since 1980, and I like being a working part in the Republican Party. My first job was 2 months after we moved here, putting signs out for Ed Bethune in Congress. I've been around for a long time. I've served at the county level, several offices and committees and chairman. I've also been district chairman. And I've been on the platform committee. I'm proud of that platform too, for at least 5 times. I worked with the women also, and I've held office there. President of the Republican Women in White County for 5 terms, excuse me. And then worked with the state organization of Republican Women, a legislative committee chairman and district director for 1 term. So I like being active. I don't think I'll ever,
Time.
okay. Take a vote.
Okay, great. Thank you all for stepping up. All right, so this is what we're going to do to make this a little bit faster. We're going to have the 2 people that I mentioned earlier. We'll have you guys count this section. I would like 2 more people to count this section, and then 2 people to count this section. Is there any objection to having Pamela Boyd Shields, the current chair of the Pulaski County Republican Women and the chair of Pulaski County, counting this section?
No.
All those in favor, may I have a motion?
I make a motion that we nominate Warden and Pam to count the middle section.
Seconded? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Okay, will you 2 please count this section, and then over here? Clint, and how about Mr. Steinbuck? Oh, that's right, you are, I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, Doug Warner and Clint Lancaster, please. Do I have a motion for these 2 gentlemen to count? Seconded? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Okay, so if you have just been selected to count the sections, will you please come to the front? And we're going to have the election for Mr. Brannon first. If you support Mr. Brannon being elected to the position of as being a representative to the state committee, please stand and show your wristband. Yes. 4. I think that's a good idea. So yes, the answer is yes. Okay, thank you. All those in favor? All those opposed? So once you have been counted, you may sit. Okay, go ahead.
Madam Chair, they should also hold up their hand for how many times they've voted.
Okay, that's fine by me. So I guess the motion or suggestion was made that you indicate how many times you voted.
Did you count yourself?
Jacques Martin. So all those in favor of Ms. Martin, please stand and indicate with your hand how many times you have voted at this point. Please begin counting. It's Jackie Martin, yes. be the representative to the state committee, please stand and indicate with your hand how many times you have counted. Scott Gray. All those in favor of Ms. Charlene Wheely as the representative to state committee, please stand and again indicate how many times you have voted. No, I'm calling them in the order that they were nominated. Okay. We're going to move on unless there are any motions. Okay. We're now on to Mr. Robert Steinbuck. All those in favor of Mr. Steinbuck, please stand and indicate how many times you voted and make sure your wristband is visible. Okay. Okay. The individuals with the highest score are Mr. Mark Brannon, Jackie Martin, otherwise known as Jock, or Jacques, I'm sorry, Scott Gray, and Robert Steinbuck. So congratulations. Okay, so I thank you all for your willingness to serve in these capacities, and I look forward to working with you. I know we are running long, but there is at least one more thing I would really like to do. I would like to open the floor to any resolutions that may be proposed. Do we have any resolutions? I think it would be best for it to be read. So I recognize Mr. Bollinger. Will you come up to the mic, please, and read it? And I will entertain one more.
I'd like to make a motion.
Okay, so you propose a resolution. If you'll come over here and you'll be, just be ready when he's done. Okay, I will entertain a motion to hear the resolution resolution, just to have the summary of it. So do I have any motions?
Make a motion to read the summary.
Okay, that motion is made by Ms. Martin, seconded by Mr. Sotolero. And so, Mr. Bollinger will give you a summary of what his resolution is. Oh, I'm sorry, yes. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed?
No.
Okay, well, we can have another motion on that afterwards.
Thank you. I have a resolution that I feel that this body is going to be strongly in favor of, and that motion, in conjunction with what was passed at our state convention, is to close the primaries for the Republican Party. And so whereas the 2022 Republican Party of Arkansas platform states, in order to ensure the integrity of the preferential primary election process, Arkansas Republicans support close primaries in our state. And then there are several more whereases illustrating the point further. Therefore resolved that the Republican Party of Arkansas should adopt rules that qualified electors shall be registered as Republican in order to vote in the Republican primary. Be it further resolved that the Republican Party of Arkansas should adopt rules that candidates running as a Republican candidate for office be registered as a Republican.
Yes. You're here.
Okay, so I believe you got actually the majority of that resolution. Are there any motions to adopt that resolution?
So moved. Chair, I rise to accept the resolution.
Okay, there was a recommendation, and I think the body would like to hear it first. Who wanted to make a recommendation? Yes, ma'am?
I recommend we accept it.
Okay, so we have a motion to accept the resolution to close the primaries. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Sotolero was seconded that. All those in favor of adopting the resolution to close the primaries, please say aye. Aye! All those opposed?
No.
Okay, the ayes have it. So thank you, Mr. Bollinger, for presenting that resolution. There's one more, and I'm going to allow Mr. Gray to present it.
I have a resolution in support of paper ballots. Whereas integrity in elections is vital to regain our God-given freedoms guaranteed by the Constitution and critical for the future of America. Whereas electronic voting machines are not transparent to the electorate. Whereas electronic voting machines have been proven to be corruptible on multiple levels. Whereas electronic voting machines employ unreadable and programmable barcodes, which are susceptible to fraud by nefarious actors and may be in violation of Arkansas law. Whereas paper ballots cannot be hacked. Whereas paper ballots were used for hundreds of years. Now therefore, be it resolved, the 2nd Congressional District Republican Party of Arkansas supports the removal of electronic voting machines to be replaced by secure, watermarked, and numbered paper ballots. Be it further resolved, the 2nd Congressional District Republican Party of Arkansas encourages the quorum courts within the district to implement this change prior to the March 2024 primary election. We implore justices of the peace and other elected officials to not obstruct and subvert the will of the people to secure elections. And we call upon justices of the peace and other elected officials to vote for and fully implement high-security paper ballots expeditiously.
Well, is there any discussion on that resolution? I should have asked for discussion on the last one. Is there any discussion?
Chair,
Yes.
John Apple, Faulkner County.
Yes.
I would like to advise everyone here that the governor signed Senate Bill 250 last night. So a good portion of what he's proposing is a moot point in that any resolution.
I'm sorry, please let him speak.
A portion of what he said is a moot point. It might cause embarrassment or negative press for our governor. I would suggest that we hold this for a future discussion.
I second that.
Okay, so is that a motion, Mr. Naples? To hold the discussion for future?
Sure, table the motion.
Okay. Do I have a second?
No. Yes.
There's a second. All those in favor of tabling the discussion on this resolution, please say aye. Aye! All those opposed?
No!
Yes, Mr. Sotolero.
Mr. Nabholz just said that some of the resolution would embarrass the governor. What parts, John?
Senate Bill 250 she signed last night.
She signed a bill. What parts of that bill would conflict with this?
I apologize to the group, I had to let someone else speak to the Senate Bill 250. I just know that it has to do with paper ballots, and this would create controversy and would not advance the cause of the Republican Party in the state of Arkansas.
Okay, I just would like order, please. When you're recognized, you may speak, okay? Ms. Martin.
Seeing as how I was a JP on Cleveland County that voted to go to paper ballots, let me just say this. You're not gonna get rid of the machines. Secondly, what I would like to say is SB 250 has nothing to do with the authorization granted to the forum courts by the state legislature to vote on what voting system the county will go towards. That's right. You can either go to voting machines, you can go to paper ballots counted by hand, and/or a combination of. So you need to do a little bit of research on this topic. The Lancasters, I would advise you to talk to them, or if you're not going to the Mike Lindell event, you might want to attend that. But I will tell you this, SB 250 does nothing, zero, to prevent your county, if you so desire, to go to paper ballots.
That's right.
Just want to say that.
That is correct.
Thank you, Ms. Martin. Mr. Lancaster, you're recognized.
Thank you. I would like to thank Mr. Nabholz for his concern, and I can understand that. I also thank Ms. Martin for her vote on the quorum court. SB 250 does not get rid of paper ballots. You have a constitutional right enshrined, I think, Amendment 50 to vote on a paper ballot, which is why that option exists. SB 250 only determines how those paper ballots will initially be counted. It does not do away with those. So while I don't think that it would embarrass the governor for the second district to have a position that they want paper ballots, they still have to be regulated by the legislature, which is what SB 250 does.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak on the motion to table the discussion on this resolution? Yes, Mr. Nabholz.
Yeah, just briefly, I concede the point that Jackie made, and I concede the point that Mr. Lancaster has made. It just revolves around the county having to pay for those paper ballots. I understand that. I was just suggesting that it might be appropriate for us to table this until we could read the full ballot or full resolution, better understand it.
Okay.
Point of order? Point of order?
Yes, Mr. Stiles.
I apologize. A tabling motion is non-debatable. So we just vote on whether to table it.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so we'll vote on Mr. Nabholz's motion to table the discussion. All those in favor of tabling the discussion, which means it will be brought up at a later date, if you want that, please say aye.
Question?
Aye. All those opposed to tabling this resolution to a later date, please say nay. Nay. Do I have a division of the House? Motion? Okay, well, okay. Then I'll say the nays have it. Okay. So the resolution is still on the floor. Is there any?
I make a motion that we adopt this resolution.
Second.
Okay, so the motion was made by Mr. Finnegan. It was seconded by Ms. Martin. All those in favor of adopting the resolution, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Nay. I believe the ayes have it.
No.
You have to say more than that. So, okay. So thank you, gentlemen, for presenting your resolution. Okay, so we now have a motion for a division of the House. That means you need to stand. So if you are in favor of this resolution, please stand. And the people who counted earlier, if you would please count again your sections. And those who are voting, please show your wristband.
No voting for paper ballot? Who registered? You want to vote yay? Okay.
That's fine. I gotta hold my hand up down. He's gonna have to. Hey, Dad, I thought the top we get 40. We get 40. Thank you so much.
show your wristband.
Yeah, I do. Because I just.
Okay? The yeas have it, so the resolution passes. And so we're going to do one more thing before we adjourn. I would like to ask Ms. Heather Smith to come up for a benediction.
Madam Chairman,
Oh, yes.
are we going to adopt the minutes in the financial?
That wasn't presented, and I don't have the minutes from the last meeting. I'm sorry? Oh, it's on the agenda? Okay, well then, let's do that. Thank you so much. Do I have a motion to adopt the minutes? Okay, Mr. Malone, seconded by Mr. Stormer. So the minutes were adopted, and then what was the other? Accept the treasurer's report. So everyone's had an opportunity to review that? Okay, so the motion is, if you have any objections or concerns about how the elections were conducted today, please stand so we can hear your concern. Seconded by Ms. Eisenring. Yes, Mr. Sotolero.
My only objection is that we came in and we were issued the cash. And since we were voted or not voted, if we had been checked, well, I need to make sure it's here. We would have to go to court.
Well, thank you for sharing your concern, and it is noted. Okay, so we're going back to the treasurer's report. Yes.
Along the same line, you've got Faulkner County, along the same line, if the election process was last, which may be appropriate in this case, simply invite and have the non-voting folks and guests to part the room so that everybody here is a voter. And if you don't have this sticker, no problem. You don't have to have these bands and all this stuff.
Thank you for your thoughts, and that is noted as well. And if anyone has any other thoughts about how these procedures can go more efficiently in the future, please feel free to call or email me. I would love to hear them. I will make sure that all of you have access to my cell phone number. I think I've given it out to everybody, but just one more time, it's 501-786-4117. 501-786-4117. Please feel free to call me, text me anytime. Let's go back to the motion. Do I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report? Okay, Jackie Martin made the motion, Jack Sotolero seconded. All those in favor of accepting the treasurer's report, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, thank you so much.
I think we voted on the minutes, though, Jim.
No, we did. We voted on the minutes. Are there any other concerns at this point? Okay. I'm going to ask Ms. Smith to come up and pray us out.
We have exercised our freedoms. I would like to also thank everybody. The wisdom in this room will go forth and will unite. And if you'll go with me in prayer. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we come for one purpose, and it is of the platform to serve you and to trust you. Let us be hearers of the word, but yet doers as well. Let us leave here today thinking of everything that we did in participation for this country. Thank you for the men and women who have given their lives and shed their blood. Thank you for the men and women right now that get up every day and they go forth to serve us as we sit back and do our jobs. I put a hedge of protection with the blood of Jesus about them. Lord, as we walk and we put our feet to this pavement, Let you be the witness that the darkness expelled immediately. Let us be the light. Let us be a witness to you. Let us lose our character, but take on your characteristics, Lord. Let us not go with an agenda, but let you be the one that gets the honor and the glory and the praise. Thank you. Everyone here is a leader, Lord. Let us lead by example. Let us be shut at the mouth and quick to hear. Let us learn to listen to others and not interrupt. I pray for every division to come down, every wedge to be taken away. And Lord, I thank you that each person that couldn't make it, that we go back and share with them that how important they are, because they're to be prayer warriors and they are to need to be a part of this body as well. Lord, let your love and kindness and your grace and your mercy go with us as we leave here. Lord, let us not have tension. Let us not be bitter, but let us love you, because every day we expect that you're coming back. Let us be a warrior for you, and let us represent you well. And everybody says,
Amen.
That's okay. Look at what you did do. Look what you did do. Yes, you did. Yeah. Yeah. So you